Hey there, groovy dudes and dudettes, this is Thomper Be Thompin', and in this video I'm going to give you a quick rundown of some of the various headlight options for these newer model KTM XCWs. This happens to be a 2022 KTM XCW 300, but I'm pretty sure that all these lights fit the 150, the 250, and even like the 2021s, the 2020s, and I'm pretty sure the 2019s, double check, but they're all kind of plug and play. But quick backstory, I bought this bike back in July. It's early October, and well, I have had a few run-ins with a couple trees as I've been progressing and getting better with racing hare scrambles and just pushing myself on trying to do some enduro riding and stuff like that. I had the stock headlight on. It was working plenty fine. The stock headlight isn't really anything to write home about. It does the job, but I was racing a hare scramble. I actually caught this one on video, and I just had a light little tip over going a couple miles per hour, but the bike landed pretty abruptly right into a tree. So the bike's falling sideways and the headlight just kind of lands right into the tree, the little protruding lens. So that cracked the lens, and it was a hard enough hit, I'll show you here, to crack the entire back housing of the stock headlamp. So all this plastic is now out, right? With the stock headlamp, you get your regular, I guess that's your low beam, high beam, and then you have a daytime running light here, but the XCWs are only hooked up for on-off. So it also cracked the back housing. So I wanted to replace the headlight because I like to have one, but I wanted to look at my options. The housing unit alone with the plug, you know, the rubber boot, oh, that's not rubber, that's plastic. This boot that goes over the back, the plastic shiny chrome painted backing, the bulb, the lens, that whole unit itself is about $115, and it's another $25 for this orange plastic piece here. You can reuse your rubber straps, but I cracked the bottom of this plastic and I bent these two prongs that press into your front fender here. So this one was kind of not usable anymore. So I was looking at my options, and I could have paid about $135 plus tax to replace the stock headlight, but I saw this option on the market. This is the Shoobee's LED VSL, and it outperforms that stock headlamp by light years, pun intended. So as you can see, mine's a little busted up. I was taking a riding clinic down in the woods, and I was pushing it pretty hard through this one wood section. Got a little wobbly, and the same exact thing happened, except this hit was way harder. Spookiest time I've ever had on this bike, I'll be honest, but I smashed the front of this Shoobee's light into a tree. In fact, you can still see the bark that's stuck in here between the plastic lens and the metal housing. So it just snapped right off. Oh, by the way, the Shoobee's LED VSL light does come with a full, perfectly stock plastic housing as well too, but I messed up these prongs too on this thing, so it was unusable, and I broke off some of the tabs. It was a really hard hit. But interlude here, or interjection, when you purchase a number from someone like Attack Graphics, I purchased the number for the KTM 300 XCW, and it fits the stock plastic, it fits the Shoobee's plastic, but it does not perfectly fit this Shoobee one, which I'll talk about next. I had to do a little bit of trimming, and so it's not a perfect fit. But real quick, this is Shoobee's. I hit this tree hard. I cracked this entire metal housing all the way back, and you can see the indentation here on the mounting bracket. It smashed into my steering stem. Luckily, it only put the tiniest little dent in there, so it wasn't a really big issue. But if you're looking to replace your headlight with something as an upgrade, the Shoobee's is by far the way to go. It's approximately $110, give or take, tax and shipping not included, and it mounts up really easy. I cut the plug off to use it for this new one. I'll talk about that, but it is plug and play. You plug it right in, mount it up, strap it on, and go. The only thing I don't like about this Shoobee headlight is the adjustability. I had it in its most downward facing adjustment, and I still was just throwing light as if I had a high beam on. So, you know, if you're riding in a place with any traffic or a lot of oncoming traffic, you're going to be blinding people. But that thing is by far the best light out of all of these. IP68 waterproofing, 4,320 lumens. It plugs right up and plays. The orange plastic housing is identical to the stock one. That's the best option here. But if you're looking to save the most money, here's a light by Shoobee. I'll put the link in the description below. I got this light off of Amazon. I have no affiliation with Shoobees, with Rocky Mountain, where I buy most of my stuff. I have no affiliations with Amazon at all either. I just wanted to try something new and different. So here's an LED light. The Shoobees, by the way, pulls 48 watts. This one pulls 40 watts. And it comes with a wire and some diagrams on the Amazon sheet that have your negative, of course, your high beam, your low beam, and your running light. So I just hooked up the negative and the high beam, and it works pretty well. As far as light output, it's about similar to the stock headlight. Different color, of course. The stock headlight's a much softer color with more of a yellow glow, and this one is a bright white. But as far as the throw and the amount of lumens, just judging by a quick nighttime ride around my neighborhood, it's very similar to stock. So if you're not going to go blitzing through trails real fast, especially like tight trails where you're depending on your headlight, this will do the same job as the stock headlight, just it'll get you back to the truck type thing, and maybe good for slow nighttime cruising. The Shoobees will allow you to really go a lot faster at nighttime. But here's an option. It's IP65 instead of 68 like the Shoobees. It's a 40 watt draw, which these bikes can handle no problem. The stock headlight is a 35 watt bulb. So it's mostly waterproof. It was $55 off Amazon. I had to splice into the Shoobees wiring harness that I already had. That was really simple. Wire it up and go. So it doesn't fit the numbers like the other mounting plates do. But if you're looking for the cheapest option, this is it. It also looks really cool if you're into that. I don't really care. But hey, next time I break this, I'll probably just go back to the Shoobees VSL, because that just has the best light by far. So there's just a quick overview of my observations on 3 lights that I've experienced in a short time. I gotta stop hitting trees. 2 freak accidents in a couple short months. I mean, who's out there breaking headlights as much as me? I don't know. But there's a few options for you to consider. Drop a question below if you got any questions that I could possibly answer, and I'll fire it up real quick. So there it is, and it's stock form there, just at idle. Throws pretty good light. Thanks for watching.